In Sonic the Hedgehog, the goal is to free animals from captivity, but in Pokémon, the goal is to capture wild Pokémon and train them to battle. So what would happen if Sonic, a character defined by freedom, was thrown into the world of Pokémon? How will Sonic be treated in a world that opposes his principles, and what challenges will he face against these powerful creatures? This is the story of What If Sonic Was in Pokémon. One day Sonic is dashing through a level until he finds an animal capsule, so he frees the animals inside, but then he is pulled into the capsule by a bright light and gets trapped inside the capsule. Eggman jumps out of the bushes and celebrates, but just as it seems Sonic is defeated, suddenly the blue hedgehog starts destroying the capsule from the inside, which causes the capsule to malfunction and teleports Sonic away. Sonic wakes up in the tall grass of a forest, wondering where he is, but suddenly a Pokeball hits him in the head, which was thrown by a trainer. Hey, what's your problem? Wow, a talking Pokemon? Now I've gotta catch it. Catch me? Don't get ahead of yourself, kid. I'm the fastest thing alive. We'll see about that, said the trainer before letting out a Neoran, which uses tackle, but Sonic easily dodges the attack without any effort. Sonic quickly takes out Neoran before running off to a nearby town, and as he runs around, the people would look at him wondering what kind of Pokemon he is. Suddenly Sonic hears loud noises coming from inside a stadium, which is a battle between an Onix and a Squirtle with trainers commanding them. As the battle goes on, Sonic sees what's going on and jumps in to block the two Pokemon with homing attacks before confronting them, but the Pokemon are left confused with what he's doing until one of the trainers speaks up. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Can't you see we're in the middle of a gym battle? Huh? What are you doing here? Me? What are you doing? Said Sonic, surprising the both of them. You can talk? So what? Still doesn't answer my question. As the gym leader stops the battle, he asks what Pokemon he is, but Sonic states he's a hedgehog, which makes Brock think he's a new type of Pokemon. But despite the surprise of a talking Pokemon, Blue is still annoyed by the interruption of their battle and asks why he so rudely barged in here to ruin their battle, which leads Sonic into learning about Pokemon battles. Sonic is irritated by the concept of Pokemon battles and mocks the idea of making creatures fight for sport, stating how he'd rather fight his battles head-on than tell someone to fight for him, which causes Blue to talk back, stating he doesn't know the first thing about Pokemon battles. But as they banter, suddenly they hear screaming from outside of the gym. A group of people in black clothing start running out of a Pokemon Center as some trainers are chasing after them. Hey, give them back, said one of the trainers chasing them. Just then, Sonic passes the thieves and trips them, making them release the Pokemon. As the Pokemon return to their trainers, Sonic starts to banter with the thieves. If I'd known any better, I'd say you two look like you're wanting to cause some trouble. Is that right? Said Sonic, standing in their way. What the? Get out of our way, said the grunt as he sends out a Kingler and a Zubat to battle using Bite and Crabhammer, but Sonic dodges the attacks and quickly takes them out with some homing attacks, and before they can send them back into the Pokeballs, Sonic takes the Pokeball out of their hands and destroys one of them, releasing the Pokemon. What are you doing? You can't do that! Watch me, said Sonic before smashing the other Pokeballs. Do you have any idea who you're dealing with? Should I? I assume the R stands for Ratfax. How dare you! I'll have you know that we are members of Team Rocket, the greatest criminal organization in the region. Wow, real impressive. That's some big talk coming from the guys that just got their butts handed to them. We'll get you for this, said the grunt as they run off, while Blue was just amazed by Sonic's strength. Wow, you're strong. What's your name again? Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic, huh? Do you have a trainer? Trainer? What for? You know, someone you battle for. No? Why do you ask? Well, how would you like to join me on my journey to beat the Elite Four? The Elite Four? Yeah, they're the best Pokemon trainers in the region, and if we work together, then I could become the greatest Pokemon trainer of all time. So what do you say? Nah, I'm good. What? Sorry kid, but I'm no circus animal, said Sonic as he walks away. Then it looks like we're doing things the hard way, said Blue softly before taking out a Pokeball. Blue throws the Pokeball at Sonic, but he dodges it with a confused face. What are you doing? Come on, get in the ball, said Blue as Sonic just looks at him with disappointment. Isn't there more to Pokemon than just serving a trainer? Said Sonic before running off. As Sonic runs off, he spots some trainers trying to catch some Pokemon in the wild, and right as one of the trainers captures an Eevee, Sonic snatches the Pokeball before confronting the trainers. Yo, ever heard of personal space? What kind of Pokemon is that? Said the trainer. Well, whatever it is, it's mine, said the other trainer before letting out Geodude and Vulpix to battle. Sonic ramps up into a spin dash and smashes into Geodude, and as they battle, Sonic makes quick work of them, dodging their attacks and returning with spin dashes. Geodude tries using Rock Throw, but accidentally hits Vulpix, and before he can get up, Sonic jumps on him with a spin dash and takes Vulpix out. Soon after, he takes out Geodude and makes trainers run off. Cut to Blue entering a Pokemon Center to heal his Pokemon, but suddenly the trainers from before run inside in a hurry. What's going on? Said Nurse Joy. We were attacked by this blue Pokemon that could talk. It was really fast. It took out both our Pokemon. I've never seen anything like it. After hearing this, all the other trainers inside the center start rushing out the door, along with Blue to go and catch Sonic. Word would go around about this blue speedy Pokemon running around the region, saving other Pokemon from being captured, so some trainers would go and try to catch it, but fail because it's always on the move. Sonic would explore the region and tease the trainers trying to capture him, while hanging out with other Pokemon. And on the way, he makes a Pokemon friend Eevee, who tags along with him. After playing keep away with a trainer's caught Pokeball, Sonic finds a police officer trying to comfort a civilian, so he goes to see what's the matter, and after a bit of shock, the officer asks if he's not a Pokemon, then if the one with him is. Oh, him? He's not mine. He's his own person. The officer explains that the woman's Pokemon was stolen by a group in black clothing, so Sonic goes to the woman to ask where they went. The woman points towards the woods, so Sonic heads off to find them, but on the way, he is confronted by trainers wanting to capture him. Sonic runs through a forest with Sandslash and Bulbasaur after him with their trainers. Sandslash uses Dig while Bulbasaur uses Vine Whip, but Sonic jumps over the attack and grind rails across the vines before smashing into Bulbasaur with a spin dash. Then Sandslash comes out of the ground to attack, but Sonic rolls under the attack and knocks Sandslash off balance before sliding into Sonic's foot, where he wags his finger at him and spin dashes on top of Sandslash, grinding him into the ground. Suddenly an Aura Sphere comes out of nowhere and nearly hits Sonic, who slides under the attack. Then Scissor charges at him with a wing attack, but he jumps over the attack and into the trees. Sonic climbs up one of the taller trees by jumping onto the branches as Scizor uses Fury Cutter to cut off the branches, but when Sonic gets to the top, he's met by Lucario on the tip of the tree, who uses Bone Rush to knock Sonic back down the tree. As Sonic falls back down, Scizor flies towards him from below using an attack, but Sonic grabs a branch to swing himself back up and dodges Scizor's attack before doing a handstand on top of him. As they are flying up, Sonic kicks Scizor into Lucario. As they are knocked into the air, Sonic spin dashes into the two of them and bashes them into the ground before nearly getting hit by an electric attack from a Magnemite, and running off to a river where Lapras comes out of the water and uses Ice Beam. Sonic dodges the attack and runs off along the river while Lapras uses Surf to catch up with him. And as Sonic runs ahead, Magnemite continues chasing him using Thunder, and a Sparrow uses Swift from across the river that Sonic dodges. But then Staryu jumps out in front of him and uses Bubble Beam, so Sonic bounces off of the bubbles with homing attacks until leaping over Staryu and striking him with a spin dash before leaping over the river. Just as Staryu is about to use Hydro Pump to hit Sonic right over the river, Magnemite uses Thunder on top of Sonic but he dodges both the attacks that collide with each other and electrocutes both the hydro pump and the river, while Sparrow gets hit in the crossfire of the hydro pump, which electrocutes Lapras, Staryu, and Sparrow all at once. Sonic runs into the forest again, where he is confronted by Primeape, jumping down from a tree using high jump kick. Sonic dodges the attack and ramps up into a ball as Primeape uses Bulk Up to power himself up before getting hit by a spin dash. Then Primeape begins launching Fury Swipes at Sonic, who easily dodges the attacks, which angers Primeape and makes him use Outrage to let out his anger, but even that doesn't land a hit on Sonic and Primeape falls into confusion. Suddenly, Sonic is knocked away by a dynamic punch from Hitmonchan from behind, so Sonic retaliates by using a spin dash, but Hitmonchan blocks the attack and begins using close combat, but Sonic swerves around the attacks until Primeape gets up and charges at Sonic with a Fury Swipe, and as the two are about to hit him, Sonic jumps over the attacks and makes the two hit each other in the face. And right after they get up, suddenly a Gyarados comes out of nowhere and uses Surf. Sonic jumps and grabs onto a branch as Hitmonchan and Primeape are swept up by the water right into the river. Then Gyarados tries to use Bite on Sonic, but he dodges the attack and starts running across its body. Gyarados tries to use Bite again, but Sonic tricks it into biting its tail before charging a spin dash into its face, defeating Gyarados. As Sonic keeps on running through the forest, suddenly a Pidgeotto comes out of nowhere and uses Quick Attack, but Sonic dodges the attack and confronts the trainer. Blue? You won't get away from me this time. You're still trying to catch me? You're pretty persistent, aren't you? Blue tells Pidgeotto to use Sand Attack while he sends out Alakazam, and after Sonic blocks the attack by using his speed to kick dirt into it, he is caught by Alakazam's Psychic to be held in place. Just as Pidgeotto is about to use Quick Attack, Eevee counters the attack with Rollout, and Sonic breaks free before spin dashing towards Alakazam, who uses Teleport to avoid the attack. Blue sends out Wartortle, who uses Water Gun, and Sonic dodges the attack, but then Pidgeotto uses Gust to blow Sonic into Wartortle, who uses Rapid Spin to hit him. Alakazam grabs Sonic and knocks him away, but then Sonic starts bouncing off of the trees with spin dashes around the forest, confusing Alakazam before Sonic strikes him with a devastating blow and taking out Alakazam. Then Wartortle charges up another rapid spin, so Sonic ramps up into a spin dash and they begin bashing into each other with spin attacks until Sonic jumps and rides on Wartortle's shell like a surfboard. Then Pidgeotto comes from the sky to use a quick attack, but Sonic bat flips over the attack, runs behind Wartortle, and kicks him into Pidgeotto. After taking him down, Wartortle starts spinning back around, but Sonic kicks him into the air and finishes Wartortle off by creating a tornado, making him spin out of control before landing to the ground knocked out. How? Now I'm not giving up. I'll get stronger, much stronger, and then I'll finally catch you. What's your deal? Is this because I didn't join your team? A little petty, don't you think? You're a Pokémon. They're supposed to be caught and trained to battle. That's how it's always worked. Isn't there more to Pokemon than just serving a trainer? Said Sonic before hearing the noise of Pokemon crying out and running towards the sound, leaving Blue to think for a moment. As Sonic runs through the open field, he spots Team Rocket Grunts capturing wild Pokemon, so right as they are about to capture another Pokemon in the net, Sonic knocks them onto the ground and frees the captured Pokemon before confronting them. Well, well. Looks like someone's picked a bad day to play the gum-haired rustlers. It's him! Said one of the grunts before they start letting out their Pokemon, which are Airbroke, Raticate, Coughing, Golbat, and Tentacruel. Raticate tries to attack using Quick Attack, while Golbat uses Wing Attack, but Sonic quickly takes them out with a few homing attacks and dashes towards the other Pokemon. Coughing uses Smog to cover the area in poison gas as Tentacruel uses Sludge Bomb, but before the gas can reach him, Sonic avoids the Sludge Bomb and starts running in circles to create a tornado that blows the poison gas away. Then Sonic leaps on top of the Coughing to taunt him, which causes the grunt to tell his Coughing to use self-destruct and blows Sonic into the air. As Sonic is thrown into the air, Tentacool uses Ice Beam to freeze Sonic in place, and just as Aeroback is about to use Crunch, Eevee jumps out and uses Rapid Spin to knock him away, just long enough for Sonic to break free and spin dash into Aerobroke, wrap him around Tentacool, and both him and Eevee use their spin moves to take them both out. Before the Grunts can return their Pokémon, Sonic kicks all of the Pokeballs into the air at once and destroys them with a spin dash, but after taking back the woman's Pokémon, Sonic learns this wasn't the only Pokémon that was stolen, and that there is an entire organization that steals Pokémon for their own use. So once Sonic runs off and returns the woman's Pokémon, he makes it his mission to stop this organization. Meanwhile, the Grunts fall back and report to their boss. Cut to the inside of Team Rocket's base, where sitting down in a chair is Giovanni as he picks up the phone. This better be important. They were right. This guy's no joke. It took out all our Pokemon and smashed our Pokeballs. Not only did you fail to capture more Pokemon, but you also lost your own to this thing? How do you expect to make up for this failure? It's not our fault. This Pokemon is more powerful than you think, said the Grunt. Suddenly, Giovanni gets an idea. Regroup and head to Cerulean Cave, said Giovanni. Cut to the entrance of the cave, where Team Rocket Grunts set up a device on their truck, and once it is activated, they drive off to a city as something comes out of the cave. Cut to Sonic exiting a library, and as he runs around the town, Sonic spots some Team Rocket Grunts around the corner and eavesdrops on their conversation. He hears them talking about their hideout in the arcade, so Sonic heads there, but on the way he sees a crowd of people and Pokemon looking at a TV, which shows Mewtwo attacking Cerulean City. Sonic runs off as the crowd still watches, and they see Sonic reappear on the TV, who spin dashes into Mewtwo from behind. Sonic lands onto the top of a building and confronts Mewtwo. What is the meaning of this? I don't need a reason, I just do. Now, care to explain what's going on? This doesn't concern you. Does it? Because from what I see, I'd say you're wanting to start some trouble. Very well. You wanted this, said Mewtwo before throwing Shadow Balls at him. Sonic dodges the attacks, but when he tries spin dashing into him again, Mewtwo catches Sonic and throws him across the city. As Sonic is knocked away from the city, he uses the momentum to roll onto the ground to break his fall, turn back towards the city, runs up a building under Mewtwo, and uppercuts him right into the air with a spin dash before kicking Mewtwo to the ground. As Sonic falls back down, Mewtwo uses Swift, but he dodges the attacks before running down a building and bouncing off a billboard sign to hit Mewtwo, who teleports away. Mewtwo begins chasing Sonic throughout the city, throwing Shadow Balls at him, while Sonic runs along the buildings and dodging his attacks. But then Sonic speeds up and comes around from the side to use a homing attack, while Mewtwo blocks it using Protect. But then Sonic comes around from behind and attacks with 3 jabs before being caught by the foot and smacked away by Mewtwo's tail. After weaving past Mewtwo's attacks, Sonic throws Eevee at him using Rollout and Mewtwo catches him, but then Sonic leaps towards him and Mewtwo attacks with his tail, but Sonic dodges the attack by jumping off his tail with a handstand and uses a homing attack from behind before dashing away from his attacks. As the battle goes on, Mewtwo gets curious about who Sonic is, and after reading his mind, he stops the battle. Enough, said Mewtwo before holding Sonic and Eevee in place with his Psychic. What happened to doing things your own way? I am not the enemy you are after. Then why the big tantrum? These humans wanted to capture me, so I fought back like you. Fair enough. So, what brings you here? Come to see the sights? I only came to bring back the Pokémon from Cerulean Cave that were taken by an organization that resides in this city. I'm sure you know of them. Sure do. I was just about to pay them a little visit. Care to join me? No need. I know where they are now thanks to you, said Mewtwo before suddenly they are caught by Team Rocket Grunts using special tech to restrain them, led by Giovanni, the leader of Team Rocket. With what little strength Mewtwo has left, he knocks Sonic out of the trap, who sees Giovanni. What are you doing? Taking back what's rightfully mine. You did nicely to weaken him, and now in a few moments, I will be in control of the most powerful Pokémon once again. said Giovanni before flying away in his helicopter. Sonic chases after him and grabs onto the legs of the helicopter, but Giovanni brings out Persian to knock Sonic off of the helicopter before returning Persian to his Pokeball. As Sonic chases after him, Giovanni sees a group of trainers and gets an idea. He alerts the trainers that the blue Pokemon is coming their way, so they get ready to catch him, and just as Sonic comes around the corner, he is nearly hit by a Dragon Pulse, Shadow Ball, and a Rock Throw before coming face to face with the group of trainers and their Pokemon, Onix, Gengar, and Garchomp. "Come on guys, don't you have anything better to do?" said Sonic before being attacked. Sonic bounces off the streets and buildings to dodge the attacks before Garchomp charges at him with Dragon Rush, but Sonic avoids the attack and dodges a Stone Edge move used by Onix, which Garchomp gets hit by. Sonic bounces off of the stone towers out of the ground before hitting Onix in the head with a homing attack. Then he dodges a Shadow Ball from Gengar before spin dashing through him, and as Sonic is rolling down the street, Machamp comes around the corner and uses counter to block Sonic's spin dash and lands an uppercut, sending Sonic into the air before getting attacked by a Charizard from the sky using Flare Blitz. After Sonic crashes onto the ground, he narrowly dodges a Pikachu's Thunderbolt before Charizard flies by using Dragon Claw. Sonic dodges the attack before dashing towards Pikachu, who uses Thunderbolt, and Sonic jumps over the attack before using a homing attack. As Sonic spin dashes into Pikachu, he gets paralyzed by his electricity, which leaves him open to Pikachu's quick attack, and they begin zipping around the streets as Charizard chases after them using Flamethrower. But right as Charizard is about to use Flare Blitz, a Water Shuriken comes out of nowhere, and Sonic narrowly avoids the attack before it collides with Charizard. Sonic looks over and sees a Greninja hanging from a lamppost, and just as Sonic is about to dash towards him, Pikachu's Thunderbolt cuts him off and the three start chasing after him. But in the chaos, Garchomp uses Draco Meteor to fire across the battlefield, so Sonic dodges the meteors as he dashes towards Garchomp before spin dashing right into him, bouncing into the air, and spin dashing into his head before leaping away. Garchomp retaliates by using Dragon Pulse, but as he aims it, Sonic spin dashes towards Gengar, who uses Reflect, and goes around him as the Dragon Pulse collides with Gengar's move, causing the Dragon Pulse to fire back at Garchomp and take him out. Gengar tries to use Shadow Claw, but Sonic dodges the attack by breakdancing underneath, spinning into a kick to the face, and taking out Gengar. Machamp runs up using Cross Chop, and Sonic dodges the attack before Machamp starts using Close Combat, but Sonic avoids the attacks by jumping on its arms and right over its head before he can catch him. As Sonic avoids the attack by leaping over Machamp's arm with his hand, he kicks him in the face from the side before backflipping off of him and tripping Machamp over with a spin dash. Just as Machamp gets up, Pikachu crashes into him with Volt Tackle and takes him out. Just then, Greninja throws another Water Shuriken, and Sonic leaps off of the Shuriken before dashing towards Greninja, who uses Substitute to dodge the attack, and uses Double Team to surround him, but Sonic quickly takes them out by using a version of Double Team of his own and knocks Sonic away. Greninja stands his ground and uses Aerial Ace as he charges towards Sonic, who maneuvers around the attacks. Sonic and Greninja engage in fast combat, bouncing off walls and constantly dodging the other's attacks and trying to hit each other until Sonic starts spin dashing in place just as Greninja is about to attack and throws him to the side before dashing towards Onix. As Greninja charges up a Water Shuriken, Onix uses Rock Slide towards Sonic, who leaps off of the rocks, and right as the Shuriken is about to hit Sonic, he bounces off Onix's head with a spin dash before the Water Shuriken collides with Onix and takes him down. As Sonic bounces back towards Greninja, Pikachu uses Thunderbolt and Sonic dodges the attack before spin dashing into Pikachu as Eevee uses Hidden Power to absorb its electricity before spin dashing into Greninja, taking them both out. As Sonic bounces into the air, suddenly Charizard grabs a hold of him and flies Sonic into the air, where he begins to use Seismic Toss. As they dive towards the ground, Sonic begins spin dashing and flips Charizard around, slamming him into the ground. With all the Pokemon seemingly defeated, Sonic begins running off to continue chasing after Giovanni before being stopped by Blue's Pidgeotto using Quick Attack. There you are, this time you're not getting away. Listen kid, now's not the time to pick a fight with me, and if you don't let me get by, then your Pokemon are going to be in big trouble. You think you can threaten me? You're talking to the next Pokemon champion, and you're just another Pokemon that will soon be mine. There's no running from this fight, said Blue before bringing out Rhydon, Arcane, Blastoise, and Pidgeotto. The battle starts with the Rhydon charging towards him using Rock Slide, and Pidgeotto using Quick Attack, but Sonic weaves out of their way and boosts right by Arcane. Then Blastoise comes out and uses Rapid Spin, which Sonic counters with a Spin Dash, and they bash into each other, but this time Blastoise has become much stronger and knocks Sonic away. Just as Blastoise is about to use Hydro Pump, Sonic dodges the attack and spin dashes towards him, slamming into his body and bounces into the air. Suddenly, Pidgeotto knocks Sonic away using Wing Attack and avoids a Bite Attack from Arcane. As Sonic zips around, dodging their attacks and retaliating with homing attacks, an Executor comes out and charges up a Solar Beam, and right as Sonic hits Pidgeotto with a homing attack, Executor fires the beam right at him and blasts everything nearby. Sonic manages to escape the blast and makes a run for it, but Blue doesn't let that happen. "Don't let him escape," said Blue before releasing Alakazam, who uses Psychic to drag Sonic back. Once held in place, Rhydon smashes into Sonic using Rock Slide and knocks him towards Blastoise, who uses Skull Bash to knock him towards Pidgeotto. Blue's Pokemon continue knocking Sonic all over the place, throwing him around with their most powerful moves, until Eevee uses Hidden Move to absorb Arcane's Ember move, and Sonic boosts into Executor, taking him out. Alakazam attacks Sonic using Psycho Beam, but he dodges the attack and dashes towards Alakazam as the other Pokemon fire at him. And right as Alakazam uses Teleport, Sonic reacts fast and spin dashes into Alakazam when he reappears behind him, taking him out before leaping over Blastoise's Rapid Spin attack. Blastoise prepares to use Hydro Pump as Rhydon charges at Sonic, about to use Body Slam, so Sonic leaps out of the way right as Rhydon is about to land on him, and Blastoise accidentally hits Rhydon with Hydro Pump, which takes him out. Sonic quickly hits Blastoise with a surprise attack from the side, before Blastoise starts using Rapid Spin while using Water Gun, shooting everywhere and takes out Eradicate. But Sonic avoids the attacks, and right as Blastoise is open for an attack, Sonic spin dashes into him with rapid homing attacks until he is defeated. The last Pokemon Blue has is Pidgeotto, but then Blue takes out a Mega Stone, and suddenly Pidgeotto evolves into his Mega form, before using Gust. Pidgeotto blows Sonic away before charging towards him using Wing Attack, but Sonic narrowly dodges the attack before retaliating with a homing attack, but Pidgeotto counters this with his own homing attack by using Mirror Move. Sonic and Pidgeotto bash into each other with homing attacks over and over until Sonic grabs onto Pidgeotto, hops on top of him, and stomps him into the ground, defeating all of Blue's Pokemon. Blue is baffled by this defeat, but just as Sonic is finally able to leave, suddenly him and everyone else is caught by Mewtwo's Psychic. "Hey, what's going on?" said Blue as he's picked up. Suddenly Giovanni returns, now with a captured Mewtwo. Giovanni mocks the trainers for being tricked into stalling Sonic, and states how maybe someone else should be keeping hold of their Pokemon for something more beneficial, before using Mewtwo's powers to capture all the defeated Pokemon. "Hey, give them back!" said Blue as Sonic still tries to escape. "What are you gonna do with them?" "Same thing they've always been used for. The only purpose Pokemon serve is to be tools for whatever humanity needs them for. What more could they possibly have to offer? As for you, I say something just for you," said Giovanni as he pulls out a Master Ball. "This one-of-a-kind Pokeball will capture anything without fail. Even you won't be able to escape this one," said Giovanni before tossing it at Sonic. Just as the Master Ball is about to hit him, suddenly Eevee jumps in front of Sonic and gets captured. Sonic is shocked by this, but when Blue sees this, it makes him think about how he's been treating his Pokemon this whole time. "That little... no matter. You are no use to me anymore," said Giovanni before making Mewtwo knock Sonic away across the city. "Consider this a warning to those who dare to stand in my way," said Giovanni as he flies away in his helicopter. Cut to the trainers looking around the town, and after they find Sonic, they question what to do, but just as Sonic gets up, the trainers try to hold him down, still wanting to capture him, except for Blue, who is still baffled by how this could happen. But then he thinks back to what Sonic said before. Isn't there more to a Pokemon than just serving a trainer? After realizing this, Blue tells the trainers to let go of him, knowing that if they want to get their Pokemon back, then they need his help than rather treating him like another Pokemon to catch. And after a bit of convincing, they realize he's right and back off. As Sonic gets up in a weakened state, Blue comes over to help him up, and with a smirk on his face, Sonic takes his hand, ready to take on Giovanni again. Cut to Team Rocket's hideout, where Giovanni watches as the grunts start loading trucks with Pokeballs, and right as they are about to be sent off, suddenly the alarm goes off, and Sonic barges into Team Rocket's hideout with the trainers just behind him. "How did he find our hideout?" "No matter," said Giovanni before sending Mewtwo to deal with them. And after Sonic knocks over the grunt's Pokemon group by dashing by, Mewtwo catches him with his Psychic and knocks him into the wall. The trainers sneak by as Sonic runs around the room avoiding Mewtwo's attacks, until he sees a crate full of Pokeballs and knocks it over to release some Pokemon so they can keep Mewtwo distracted. As they fight off Mewtwo, Sonic heads on to the next room while the trainers find their Pokemon. Cut to the warehouse room where the trucks full of Pokeballs start driving out, but just as they are about to leave, Sonic knocks them over with a spin dash and starts battling the grunts in the warehouse and releasing the Pokemon before heading towards Giovanni. "Going somewhere? You annoyed me for the last time," said Giovanni before sending out Neoqueen, who uses Crunch, but Sonic dodges the attacks and uses rapid homing attacks before bouncing into the air. He dodges a flamethrower from Neoqueen before bouncing off of her. Neoqueen uses Double Kick, but Sonic dodges the attack and trips her before spin dashing into her gut and defeating Neoqueen. Next, Giovanni sends out Neoking, who uses Earthquake to knock Sonic into the air before using a Body Slam to smack Sonic into the ground, before using Thrash, smacking him around the room. After being thrown away, Sonic gets up and charges towards Neoking, who uses Earthquake again, but this time Sonic uses the debris to platform around the battlefield before Neoking misses a poison jab and is hit from behind by a spin dash from Sonic. As Sonic continues to bash homing attacks into him, Neoking tries to keep countering with poison jabs again, but Sonic continues to avoid his attacks, and eventually Neoking goes down. Seeing that this is a losing battle, Giovanni gets the idea to use Sonic's Pokemon to make Sonic give up, but when Eevee comes out and sees Sonic, he turns against Giovanni and uses Quick Attack on him. Just as Giovanni is about to return Eevee into the Pokeball, Sonic grabs it and smashes it to release Eevee. Now that Eevee is back with Sonic, Giovanni decides to use the rest of his Pokemon all at once and brings out Dugtrio, Rhydon, and Persian to battle. The battle starts off with Rhydon using Drill Rush and Sonic and Eevee dodging the attack before Persian dashes forward using Flint. Sonic narrowly dodges the attack before kicking him away. Then, right as Sonic is about to dash into him, Persian uses Fake Out to catch Sonic off guard and land a hit on him. Meanwhile, Dugtrio comes out of the ground behind Eevee and uses Mud Slap to knock him away, but Eevee retaliates by using Rollout and misses the attack. Rhydon charges at Sonic from behind using Mega Horn, but Sonic leaps over the attack and lands on top of him and steers him into Persian before dashing towards Dugtrio and sliding into him. Rhydon dashes towards them and uses Takedown, which they avoid. Then Eevee tries to use Rollout on the charging Rhydon using Mega Horn, but he is knocked away, crashing into a crate full of Evolution Stones. As Sonic fights off the Pokemon, Eevee spots something, and right as Persian leaps towards Sonic using Fent, Eevee evolves into Jolteon and knocks Persian away with a Thunderbolt. Rhydon charges at Jolteon using Drill Rush, while Sonic dodges a Mud Slap from Dugtrio, and just as Persian is about to use Play Rough on Sonic, he starts spin dashing as he leaps towards him and gets some good hits in before knocking him to the side. Then Sonic spin dashes towards Dugtrio, who avoids the attack by using Dig. Then Rhydon uses Mega Horn, and Sonic dodges the attack before running around him and causes Rhydon to use Earthquake while Dugtrio is still underground, taking him out. Sonic is thrown into the air by the attack, and right as Rhydon is about to use Mega Horn, Jolteon bashes into him with Volt Tackle and takes him out. "Not so tough on your own, are you?" said Sonic before hearing a sound from the other side of the wall. "What makes you think my most powerful Pokemon wouldn't be here?" said Giovanni before Mewtwo returns with a defeated Pokemon that were trying to keep him busy. "I was getting there. You may have bested my original Pokemon team, but I still control the most powerful Pokemon in the world," said Giovanni before pulling out a Mega Stone and using it to evolve Mewtwo into his Mega form, and knock Sonic and Eevee away with its new power. Just then, the other Pokemon and their trainers appear, backing up Sonic. "Better late than never," said Sonic with a smirk before starting the final battle. Sonic and the other Pokemon charge at him with each of their own moves, but Mewtwo grabs groups of them and knocks them back with his Psychic. But the ones who do manage to get through come around from the sides and attack him all at once, but Mewtwo uses Protect to block the attacks. Then out of nowhere, Sonic hits him from above using a homing attack, but then Mewtwo grabs the homing attack and throws him into the other Pokemon, knocking them away. Mewtwo begins using Hyper Beam, and with Sonic's help, most of the Pokemon avoid the attack. Sonic and some Pokemon try to go for Mewtwo from the sides again, while some Pokemon fire different element beams at him from the front. But Mewtwo bends the powerful beams and redirects them into hitting the other Pokemon and Sonic from the sides. After that, Mewtwo charges right for the Pokemon in front of him using Wild Charge before firing Shadow Balls from behind. The other Pokemon try to go for Giovanni, but Mewtwo uses Psychic to knock them away. "This is impossible. How are we supposed to win against this?" "You don't need to win. I'll play with the closet hanger while you go and take away Giovanni's control," said Sonic before rushing back into the fight. As Sonic dashes towards Mewtwo, a water Pokemon fires Hydro Pump, and Sonic jumps into it to blast himself forward into Mewtwo, who blocks the attack. But then Sonic bounces into the air, and once he is right above Mewtwo, a Pokemon uses Thunder right above Sonic, and the force smashes him right into Mewtwo, making a devastating blow. Sonic then starts running circles around Mewtwo, creating a tornado as the Pokemon mix their own move elements into the tornado to make it more powerful and deal massive damage. Mewtwo blasts the tornado away before picking up the terrain with its Psychic, but Sonic jumps onto the floating platforms to get close. Then a Pokemon uses Rock Slide and Mewtwo catches it with a Psychic, but then Sonic uses homing attacks to hit the rocks through the Psychic and into Mewtwo. Sonic dodges the charging attack from Mewtwo, who then fires small Shadow Balls at him, but Sonic avoids it by bouncing off of the floating platforms before spin dashing into Mewtwo's shield. Then some Pokemon attack from behind, rapidly charging into his shield before Mewtwo blasts them away. Suddenly, Mewtwo is struck by a Thunder from Jolteon that paralyzes him, so Sonic takes the chance to charge up a Spin Dash while the other Pokemon charge up their own attacks to power up Sonic's Spin Dash with their own element move types. Once fully charged, Sonic boosts into Mewtwo, and even though he tries to block it, the attack breaks through the shield and knocks Mewtwo right into the wall, getting rid of his Mega form. Once Mewtwo is down, the trainers go for Giovanni, and Blue destroys the remote. No! After getting up, Mewtwo looks around and realizes he is freed from Giovanni's control before going over to Sonic, who is in a weakened state. "Thank you for freeing me. I will take care of everything else." As Mewtwo hovers towards Giovanni, Sonic is vulnerable and Blue has the chance to catch him with a nearby Pokeball, but instead, he helps Sonic up. Right as Giovanni is about to make a run for it, Mewtwo holds him in place and knocks him out before erasing his memory of Cerulean City. "Now you won't be able to find us again," said Mewtwo before crumbling the Mewtwo Y and flying off. Cut to outside where the trainers reunite with their Pokemon, and as they are about to return them to their Pokeball, they realize that in order to truly be friends with their Pokemon, they must give them the choice to be free. As the trainers release them from the Pokeballs, most of the Pokemon stay with their trainers, while some of them go off back into the wild again. Blue's Pokemon also stay with him, but now he has a new respect for freedom and thanks Sonic for saving his Pokemon. After parting ways with Blue, suddenly some wild Pokemon approach Sonic. "Hey, what's up?" said Sonic before the Pokemon walked away, wanting to lead him somewhere. As Sonic follows them through the forest, eventually they reach Cerulean Cave, where Mewtwo meets him inside. "Hey there, so this is where you live, huh? No wonder we got off to a rocky start." "You are not from this world, are you not?" said Mewtwo as Sonic smirks. "Got it in one!" As a token of gratitude for freeing him, Mewtwo offers to take Sonic back to his world, and after saying goodbye to Jolteon, Mewtwo sends Sonic back to his world, ending the story. So what did you think? Was Sonic an interesting perspective on the characters and world of Pokemon? The Sonic characters may look like Pokemon, but this story shows how different their philosophies are on freedom and cooperation. Thank you for watching, and see you later.